Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our very first Wellness Wednesday. Yay! I'm so excited so many of you are able to join us live. And also for all of you who are watching the replay, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. Um, so first up, I just want to say, like, this is the first of many to come. So I figured I'd do a little introduction of self. I will tell you that this slide right here took me the most time on this deck because I'm like, let me introduce myself to the people, and then I'm like pulling all these pictures and memories, and I'm like, man, it's been an awesome ride. So I'm Danny Flynn. I am a U.S. founder with dōTERRA. I'm also a platinum leader. I've been with the company for since 2018. So what is that? 6 years. And I was just thinking, like, man, this is like what I never knew I needed. It's been an amazing journey for me, health wise, emotionally, mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things. And then I've just made so many amazing friends along the way throughout my doTERRA career. And so, several of those friends and I got together and we thought, like, how can we support each other? How can we support other wellness advocates in doTERRA? And how can we support our customer base so that they are feeling educated and supported? And so we came up with this idea of Wellness Wednesdays. And so that is why you all are here with us. And so you'll see a lot of these faces. You won't see my husband, but you'll see a lot of these faces. But just a little bit about me. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in the Huntersville, North Carolina area, so kind of close to Charlotte. I am married. There's my handsome husband there. He's super supportive. So grateful for him. We do not have any children or pets. We lead a very, very simple life, which has been good. It's been a good life. And these are all my friends. These are just some of the friends, some of the friends. All right. So want to get to it. Want to talk about wellness. We thought it made sense to start out this wellness workshop series talking about how to be well, right? Talking about the actual foundation to health and wellness. And so a couple of years ago, doTERRA came out with or revamped what we call a wellness pyramid. And this pyramid was created with foundational health principles in mind. Okay, so these are the things that keep us well. These are the foundation of wellness. And if you really take a look at this, the foundation of it are all lifestyle choices. They're all things that we control. Right? There's so much in this world that we cannot control. There are so many things that we can control. And so, as we go into this series, particularly today, I really want you to think about this wellness pyramid and think about it like Jenga blocks, right? If you remove the foundation, the whole thing topples down. And at the foundation of wellness is nutrition and digestion. It's movement and metabolism. Those four things are so, so critical. Everything else hinges on those things. And guess what? Those are the things that we do every single day. We eat every day. We move every day, right? And so we get to decide how well we are by making these choices. And my goal in particular, and what I'm so, so passionate about is empowering people to do just that, to take control of their wellness by really focusing on this wellness pyramid. Just think, our wellness is contingent upon every decision we make each day and everything we choose not to do, things that we choose to do, the things that we choose not to do each day, all of that reflects in our overall health and wellness. And so, for those of you who are maybe new to doTERRA, just what you need to know about doTERRA is, first of all, they've created an easy to follow wellness path with products to support you at every point in the journey. No matter where you are, no matter what area within this wellness pyramid you want to focus on, there are products, and products to support you and people to support you, right? So that's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know, doTERRA doesn't spend a lot of money. You probably have noticed this. They don't spend a lot of money on advertising and things like that, right? That's not where their money is spent. They spend their money on research, right? And making sure that we have the best science, that they're coming out with record-breaking products to support us. They've done so much research. And so you need to know that they're not about temporary fixes. They really are about proactive, natural ways to address the root concerns that we deal with. Temporary or superficial solutions just are not enough. So just know that if you are just starting out in your wellness journey, or maybe you've been at it for a minute, just know that doTERRA is here to support you, and so are we. And guess who else can support you in this wellness journey? You. By every decision that you make. So we're gonna talk about all four of these all four of these pillars within the pyramid. Now, one thing I want to be real clear about is I am not an expert. I am not a medical expert. Um, I'm a writer. I'm a communications by trade, a communications professional by trade. And so what I've done is brought in the expert. So you're going to be hearing today, there's going to be a couple of videos that I'm going to show today from the doctors that are on our scientific and medical education committee. They say it way better than I can. And then we'll open it up for a little bit of Q&A towards the end. All right. So let's dive in. Let's start at the base: nutrition and digestion. So we know nutrition is selecting good food for our body, right? But let's talk a little bit about digestion. The digestive system plays a major role in our overall health. It's like the hub for all of our nutrients, and it really decides how everything you eat will impact the rest of your body. So if we don't have good digestive health, we're going to have a whole lot of problems, right? We're going to have, abdominal pain, discomfort, bloating, indigestion, and more. Um, and so us really focusing on our gut is going to be so impactful, and it impacts so many other areas of our health and wellness. And so the goal is to bring in these proper nutrients in our food. But if our gut is not in order, it's not helping us as much as it could. So the question is, and what can we do to maintain a healthy gut? Well, I'm going to toss it to Dr. Jessica, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
Let's talk about daily habits to support your microbiome. The first, you want to get more fiber to feed that good bacteria. And there's a few ways you can do that. You want to consider doTERRA fiber, you want to consider doTERRA greens, and of course, you want to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. More fiber can be a little bit hard on digestion if you're just starting out, so go slow. Start with just a little bit and give your body some time to adjust. The second critical piece of a daily habit to support your microbiome is reducing stress. When we are stressed, our body has more stress chemistry. That means our cells are stressed, our organs are stressed, and we want all of that to calm down so that good bacteria has all of those wonderful messages. We want to consider, are we getting enough sleep? And are we doing enough relaxation exercises for our self-care? So some things that you might consider are using the Serenity line for your sleep, and using citrus oils like wild orange for your mood and that uplifting feeling. The third, to support your microbiome, is a balanced diet. We definitely want to consider removing processed sugar, removing all processed foods, and getting a variety of phytonutrients. And what that means is you want to get the whole rainbow of colors every day. The fourth, more hydration. Hydration is just not getting more water, it's getting more water and getting more salt, because you want to have the electrolytes to be able to hold on to that water. So making sure you're hydrated is allowing your body to have that volume of blood to be able to get the nutrients in, get the nutrients to your cells and organs, as well as being able to have an ability to take the waste out. The last is being mindful of our gut feelings. One of our most important microbiomes exists in our digestive tract, in the gut. So we want to be mindful of our gut feelings, that intuition, that sense that you have that something is going right or not going right. And a question that I like to ask my patients is, are you digesting life? It really helps to get at a part of their life that they might be stuck in, or an aspect that can come up where they can start to work on those feelings. So let's recap. The 5 things that can support you in helping to have a healthy microbiome is: number 1, getting more fiber; number 2, reducing stress; number 3, eating a balanced diet with lots of micronutrients; number 4, focusing on hydration, which is salt and water; and number 5, leaning into our gut feelings. You will definitely have an increase in your wellness as you undertake these 5 principles.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jessica. And hopefully you could see that there's some overlap in the wellness pyramid. The things that we do can support each other. All right, so let's talk a little bit now about movement and metabolism. So our bodies are literally designed to move. That's how we were created. They're designed to move. So we need to make sure that we are moving on an everyday basis. Now, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, they recommend that adults get about 150 minutes of moderate to intense aerobic activity, or 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week, along with muscle strengthening activities 2 or more days. Okay, right? So getting our cardio and strength training is there. Now, that's what they recommend. However, only about 23% of US adults are doing that. Only 23%. So, what's happening to the rest of us? Well, the rest of us, lack of physical activity leads to higher risks of several chronic diseases, right? So, people who are not active physically have a 20 to 30% higher risk of death in general. They're higher risk at developing heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. It is also linked to obesity. Over 42% of US adults are obese. That shouldn't surprise us. We see it, right? Our bodies really is a reflection of what's going on and what we're doing well and what we're not doing well, right? And then, of course, being obese puts us at risk of heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers, right? Um, it also, physical activity has shown to reduce signs of depression and anxiety, right? Whereas sedentary behavior increases mental health disorders. Are we seeing a pattern here? It's so connected. Us moving our bodies is going to help us be well. It's going to help us be healthier, and the lack thereof will have the converse effect. And so, especially as we age, we need to make sure we're moving. Now, the other piece of that is metabolic health. And we'll talk more in depth about all of this in future classes. But what you need to know about your metabolic health, your metabolic function, is that it declines as we age. Okay. So our metabolism is declining as we get older, and that's going to impact our energy levels, our weight, our body composition, and our cognitive performance, right? You ever heard of brain fog? Yeah, that is directly impacted by your metabolic function. In fact, doTERRA says that they've run some studies and done the research. Only 6.8% of US adults have optimal metabolic health. So what's happening to the rest of us? Right? We got to really tune in, because poor metabolic health, it's going to lead to things like high blood sugar levels, cholesterol, blood pressure, body weight, negative body weight, heavier body weight. And poor metabolic health is going to be a risk factor in chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and stroke, right? So, really understanding our metabolism and supporting that and moving our bodies is really going to help. And the beautiful thing about doTERRA is that they have products, again, for all of these things, right? And so sometimes we don't move because we don't have the energy to move, or we are not working out because it hurts our body, like my knee hurts, my leg hurts, right? So we've got products like Deep Blue to help with that, right? We've got products like our MetaPower system to help give you the energy you need to get going, right? And you'll find that when you're eating properly and you're doing some other things that are on the wellness pyramid, then moving comes naturally. It's so much easier. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to my girl, Dr. Ashley Anderson, talk about metabolic health.
My two favorite things about MetaPower Advantage are the collagen and the NAD+. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body. We need it. We also know that our natural production of it drops as we age, so we've got to consistently supplement. We've heard about collagen supplements on the markets for years now, but we have never had a collagen quite like this. doTERRA has sourced marine collagen from what I call the bougie fish in Italy, and gives us a supplement that is bioavailable. We're getting 9 different collagen peptides that can go support their specific parts of the body, and we know we're absorbing it and our body is able to use it. Having firmer and more elastic skin, mental clarity, and more lean muscles. has been incredible. For the younger folks, though, collagen supplementation is amazing to support the growth and development of ligaments, muscles, tendons, and more. NMN is my bestie, though. It helps your body create NAD+, which helps to convert food into energy and offers protection to our cellular energy factories. I don't know about you, but I will take all the extra energy that I can get. I take MetaPower Advantage on an empty stomach every morning. Most days, I'll add in a second sachet to my protein shake for a mid-afternoon snack. My son Atlas, the track star, is also using half a sachet during practice to support his stamina and muscle recovery. So grab your sachet and make MetaPower Advantage a part of your daily routine.
All right. So, your little product feature for how we can support our metabolic health through our MetaPower line. And the superstar is definitely MetaPower Advantage. So, again, more to come on that. But let's move on to my favorite topic. I could talk about it all day and all night, and I'll try not to talk your heads off about reducing toxicity. You guys, are you ready for it? We are exposed to toxins literally every day with everything we do. We're not even aware of it. We breathe every bite of food we take. Just you walk outside the house and you are exposed in your house, outside your house, you're exposed to toxic chemicals, right? And we have to be aware of them because we're inundated with them, right? And it can negatively impact our health. But there's so many things out there that we cannot control, right? You step outside, you can't control what happens out there. But then we've got a lot of stuff happening in our own homes. Now, some countries are better than others at regulating and ensuring the safety of our personal care products. We do not live in one of those countries, okay? Our personal care products are, I get real passionate about this. I'm going to try to calm myself down. We are exposing our bodies to so many toxins. They're in our cleaners, they're in our clothes, they're in our cookware, they're in our shower curtains, they are in our toothpaste, our soap, our makeup, our skincare, our lotions, our hair care, I can go on and on, right? We are inundated. And so many of these products have, okay, I'm going to spell it out, PFAS. And I don't know how to pronounce it. I know it's an acronym. There's a cool way to say it, but we're going to say PFAS. These are known as forever chemicals because they essentially never break down naturally. And that's in our bodies, right? We're putting them in our bodies, we're putting them on our bodies. And we as women are much worse than men, right? Because we're putting on all these chemicals before we even leave the house, and we just are not even aware of what we're doing to our bodies. But these things have such an effect on how our bodies function. They slow it down, right? So of course our bodies do have a natural filtration system. You know, we have our bodies are designed to get rid of some of these toxic chemicals, but we were not created to live in a world that has such an inundation of toxicity, right? And so we have to support our bodies. So many of the diseases and things that are now on the scene now were not on the scene years ago. Talk to your grandparents, right? And it's because of this inundation of chemicals, right? And so certainly some of the chemicals that have been introduced to the world, to the U.S. in the 1950s is when that started. I think the statistic is over 75,000 new chemicals have been introduced to the U.S., right, to mankind. And some of those, yeah, they are chemicals, life-saving chemicals that we need, but a lot of them are things that are literally poisoning us slowly. And so we have to be awake. We got to stay woke and be very cognizant of the things that we put in our bodies, on our bodies, that we breathe in and that we use in our home. And so best believe in Wellness Wednesdays, we're going to be talking a lot about ways that we can reduce toxicity. And I hope that you'll come back next week because Brittany Miles will be talking about how we can love our liver and help support it, which is one of our main filtration organs. All right, so let's talk about our very last part of the wellness pyramid, rest and manage stress. Guys, sleep is essential to a healthy life. Someone, literally a friend of mine, told me one day recently, sleep is overrated. and I almost like passed out, went into like a convulsion and passed out. I'm like, it's underrated. What do you mean? There's no way it's overrated. But it's just not valued in this modern society, right? Especially in this country that we live in, it's go, 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 hustle and grind, do all these things. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Like that's the mindset that a lot of people have, and that mindset, I'll sleep with when I'm dead, is literally killing you, literally. And so, if you are looking to be well, you must prioritize rest and also how we manage stress. And you heard earlier from the other doctor about how stress impacts the gut. It's all related. And so we have to really, 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 really support our bodies in this way. All right. So clearly also something that I'm passionate about, but let's let the doctor talk. We're going to hear from Dr. Kat. She's going to really talk to us about the importance of good sleep.
I'd say that out of all of the lifestyle pillars, sleep is typically the one that gets the short end of the stick. We live in a culture that unapologetically promotes the motto, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And we continuously push ourselves to the limit in the name of task completion, hitting deadlines, and just simply being in grind mode. If everyone truly understood the physiological impacts of sleep holistically, we'd run to bed every night to do everything in our power to ensure outstanding sleep quality, especially since we do spend about a third of our life sleeping. And being more holistically centered myself, I also believe sleep to be like the master coordinator between the mind, the body, and the inner self. So it's a non negotiable for me. Another interesting thing to point out is the fact that sleep is essential to every process in the human body and even single handedly impacts pretty much every layer of doTERRA's wellness pyramid. For instance, consistently getting more restful sleep can actually help you decrease cravings and impulsive eating. It can help you get more efficient results with your workouts. It can help your body begin to respond to stress better. It can allow many parts of your body, especially your brain, the time to detox. It can enhance your immunity and your ability to fight disease, and can even elevate your cardiovascular health. In fact, research shows that those who slept 6 or more hours a night had much healthier hearts than those who slept less. And you know what? When it comes to those who slept less, I often give presentations on the fact that all it takes is 1 hour. In fact, there's a worldwide experiment performed on about 1.6 billion people across about 70 countries twice a year called daylight savings time, where we consistently see that in the spring, when we lose an hour of sleep, we see a subsequent 24% increase in serious cardiac issues. And in the fall, when we gain an hour of sleep, we see a 21% decrease in serious cardiac issues. This phenomenon is bidirectional and demonstrates just how sensitive and vulnerable our bodies are to even just the slightest reduction in sleep quality. It is therefore imperative that we invest a significant amount of time and energy into practices and habits and even products that can enhance our overall sleep quality, whether it be getting the correct amount of sleep, 7 to 9 hours for adults, or getting restful sleep, as in no interruptions of your sleep cycles. So consistently look into how you can elevate your sleep hygiene, like minimizing screen time and electronic use in the bed, or avoiding stimulants of any kind like caffeine or even exercise right before bedtime. Also, make sure your medical team know about any sleep disturbances that you might be having. I personally like to rule out nutrition deficiencies, hormone imbalances, and even sleep disorders as underlying causes for any patients of my practice complaining of poor sleep quality. And lastly, be sure to invest in a natural and pure product line that you trust to enhance your overall sleep quality. For instance, I personally enjoy doTERRA's Serenity product line, and the new development of this line includes much better ingredients that help you have more restful sleep, like tart cherry. The L-theanine, of course, is still there. And we also have valerian roots. So this can help you to start to wind down and calm yourself throughout the day and promotion of getting restful sleep at night. So sleep is not an I'll make up for it later thing. It's a biological necessity. So let's continue to set the necessary boundaries to make sleep a complete priority within your lifestyle.
I love that. It's a biological necessity, right? We have to prioritize it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, well, ladies, there you have it. That is our, those are our pillars of, in the within the wellness pyramid. And so that's what you're going to get from Wellness Wednesdays is that we're going to be deep diving into very particular topics that align with some pillar in the wellness pyramid. You might see some topics will hit multiple pillars because they all are kind of connected like this. And our goal and hope for you guys is that you continue to prioritize your health and wellness so that you can be well. So kudos to you for making time midday, depending on where you are, to join us this week. So just a couple of quick highlights while we have you guys before we take it to Q&A. Next week, Britton Miles will be speaking to us, Love Your Liver. So she'll be sharing some tips around that. So I'm really excited for next week's presentation. And also tomorrow, just so you know, doTERRA announced a back to school summer sale. Go ahead and rack up at least on the On Guard products because I hear we're in for a doozy this season coming up, the school season, and all the kiddos getting sick. But these are some of the necessities that the kids need as they go back to school, and then also you as parents. So that's happening. It starts tomorrow. 20% off of these items. It's only good for a couple of days, so make sure you get ready for that. And then also one last thing, and we're talking about detoxing. If you got Glade plugins, now's your time to get shed of them. We have our Mist wall plugins are on sale now. This used to just be available for new customers as they enrolled with doTERRA, but now they've opened it up for all customers to have access to these. This is such great value. You're getting 2 plugins and 4 15 ml essential oils that you can use in said plugins. And then these oils also have multiple other benefits to just your overall, health and wellness, your mood, your energy in the house, all that jazz can be impacted by having the right essential oil in the diffuser. So make sure you take advantage of that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, for watching the recording. We're going to stop the recording right now and open it up to Q&A.